First of all, I'd like to thank the Territorial Council of Martinique for inviting us to be present at this very important event. As you know, Martinique is a member of the OECS. Guadeloupe is on the way to becoming a member, and St. Martin has achieved observer status. The membership was approved by the authority, but because of the hurricane, this was postponed. Are people understanding? Okay, so on the question of sargassum, it is a matter of great interest for us, and it is a matter of great urgency. It is not enough for us to describe the nature of the scientific nature of the problem, but more importantly for us to find a solution to the problem. And I listened with interest to our colleague from the Fishermen's Association, who called for the greater involvement of fishers in finding the necessary solution. Within the OECS, the government of Grenada alone spends $400,000 a month in cleaning up the beaches of Grenada. In Barbados, in St. Lucia, in Grenada, in Antigua and Barbuda, hotels have had to shut down because the sargassum seaweed has taken over their beaches. And this is great economic cost to the countries of the OECS. There is a young person in the OECS. Is the slide? Yeah. A young person in the OECS, Johanna Dujon, who has developed organic fertilizer from the sargassum seaweed. And he, in fact, is one of, we have identified 30 young people who are under 30 years of age who are making significant entrepreneurial advancements. So he's one of our under 30 young entrepreneurs. And we've taken up his cause to assist him in making this solution as wide scale up a solution as possible across the OECS. Because here we believe we have an opportunity to turn a problem into an economic solution. So Johanna Dujon has been doing this. And as I said, a lot of money is being spent, limited resources on the removal and the disposal of sargassum. Right now for us, sargassum is waste material. It is something that we need to collect, clean up, throw away. We believe that with his solution, there's an opportunity now to get economic returns from the use of the sargassum. So the second solution is the harvesting and the processing of the sargassum into world-class agricultural products for export to high-value markets. In St. Lucia alone, he's been able to create employment for over 200 persons in the collection of the seaweed. And continuous removal of the seaweed, of the sargassum, means that there's no buildup, as the scientists described earlier, of the sulfide. There are communities in St. Lucia where one can hardly breathe because of the extent of the sulfur dioxide, the hydrogen sulfide, sorry. And the idea here is to try to create that economic model so that governments ultimately do not have to carry the continuous burden of the cost of removal of the sulfides. And even to reach a point where governments can receive royalties from the sale of the organic seaweed. So this is one example of what he has done in one bay near Castries. Within 10 days, they were able, just 3 guys with nets and so on, being able to clean up this bay and immediately begin to harvest the sargassum. More examples of the collection and cleanup and the transportation to the factory for processing. So this is what the product that he has developed, and it has been through research in the University of the West Indies, has been researched also in the United States. And what they have discovered is that the use of this biofertilizer stimulates the growth of the root system of the plants that make them sturdier and gives rise to bigger yields of crop. So for example, with cucumber, you can see this is part of the scientific research, the root to stem ratio from the use of the fertilizer, resulting in higher yields of cucumber product. So the idea is to establish processing facilities throughout the OECS, including Martinique, and to manufacture the plant tonic for export. Within the OECS, this shows you the breakdown, a total market estimated at 1.87 million US dollars. In CARICOM, the total value of the market is 51.35 million US dollars. But the global value of the market for seaweed extract is valued at approximately 600 million US, and the projected growth is 13.2%. North America is the second largest, which accounts for 25% of the industry sales. But the thinking is that he's right now doing experiments in the United States. On average, because of the size of the average farm holding and the challenges that they are facing now with climate change, the plants are under serious stress from heat, the excessive heat and so on. And we believe that with what this fertilizer does to the root system helps to make the plants more climate resilient. So he's targeting the United States market as a very close market and doing experiments now to see how this is going to work out in one of the states of the United States. So right now we've filed trademark and patents in the US market, and he's presently obtaining what is called OMRI certification in order to support the thrust to export to the United States. And there are field trials going on now for soybean production in the US. So we hope that these will yield positive results and open up the market to it. There's already work being done with farmers in the OECS applying and showing results from the production, the use of that organic fertilizer. So we're very happy to be part of this activity. We would like to ensure that I would like to propose that as we go forward with this conference, one of the outcomes should be to include the English-speaking Caribbean in the efforts being made so that the scientists from the entire Caribbean footprint can work together, but work closely with the fishermen or the fisher folk, as well as the commercial sector in helping to not just address and predict the problem, but also to turn a problem into an opportunity. Thank you very much.